Hi everyone and welcome today. Thanks for joining me today on this training on how to pivot your business to gain more traction and make more income. Just what we all want to do, right? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jenny Baker. I am a successful life coach and business strategist, and I've been doing it for 22 years now. I am a multi-million-dollar producer, and I work with clients one-on-one as well as in a community setting. So thanks for joining me today when we talk about pivoting. So what makes me an expert at talking about pivoting? So not only have I had 22 years experience helping businesses launch, grow, and actually sell some of them, in the course of the last 2 years, I had the blessed honor of helping over 326 businesses pivot to try to stay afloat. So we got to come in, look at what they were doing, look at who their ideal client was. We looked at some outside of the box thinking, how their clients were now thinking. We got to look at new marketing strategies, and then we got to implement those. A lot of the businesses that I worked with now are making more than they did pre-COVID, just because we wanted to stay up with the trends. We wanted to create and conform to what our clients were needing at this time. So with that said, let's get started. So we're on the same page today. I want to make sure that we all understand what pivot means. So pivoting means a shift in your business or to take a new direction in your business. Okay, it could be like, whoop, here we are pivoting, whoop, just like that. Literally a new direction to create and increase revenue, okay, or to just keep up with trends. So pivoting includes a measure of risk, of course. It also, you need clarity as well as a plan of action to implement a new pivot, because you can't just wing this. This is business, right? We can't just wing things. The numbers will tell us where we need to go. Pivoting can be done with small companies as well as big companies. It doesn't matter who you are, you can always pivot. And it can also include the things that we're going to talk about today, which are customer and clients that you're targeting at this point in time. We're going to talk about how you're marketing to your ideal client. We're going to talk about distribution channels. And even though you think this is only for product-based services, it actually could mean you if you're planning on writing a book. So stay tuned for point number 3. And then we're going to talk about your pricing strategy as well. So before we start, I want to give you some real life examples of companies that did pivots. So the first one would be Netflix. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you remember when Netflix was literally like, you'd go to your mailbox, open it up, and there would be the DVDs, right? It used to be the mail order DVD place, okay? Well, as Netflix realized that there was a diminish of DVD players and they saw the writing on the wall, they realized that they needed to gradually move to do streaming online. And then along that way, they also pivoted to add a production company to provide a large portion of their content. So if they had not pivoted, they'd still be sending out DVDs in the mail. And obviously their business growth would be the way that it is today. So a second example of a company pivoting is something that brings back really delightful childhood memories for me, and that is PlayDoh. So I don't know if you guys were like me, but I love to play with Play-Doh. So I can remember opening the top and that aroma, just that smell of Play-Doh. It had a very distinct smell. It still does have a distinct smell when I play with it with my nieces and nephews. I don't know if you guys know, or I mean, if you guys ever did this, but did you spend countless hours like creating some interesting looking pieces, and who knows what they were, but we had fun, right? So Play-Doh wasn't just Play-Doh. It wasn't invented to be Play-Doh. Actually, Play-Doh was invented to be a wall cleaner. Back when they had coal burning stoves and that soot was on the wall, Play-Doh was invented to be a cleaner to take that soot off the wall. Okay? Well, then eventually, with the decline in sales as gas heating grew, they needed to actively search out new ways to create revenue in their business. And so what they found through their research was a teacher had actually been using it for arts and crafts projects. And so what they did was they released an old product under a new name of PlayDoh. And then they added multiple colors to that. So I just love it. I love PlayDoh to this day. So I want to give you that example of how PlayDoh actually pivoted. So just like PlayDoh, we need to re-envision our existing product and services so that it can be successful in a new way or in a different way. So let's get back to our bullet points that we wanted to talk about. So pivoting with your customers and clients that you're already targeting, so that way we can get more traction and grow your business. So in this area, I have my clients check out who they're serving and in what way are they serving them existingly right now. And then what new ways can you serve your client and create more income? So how we do this is I always have my clients listen to what their clients and their customers are asking for. If you hear your clients or your customers asking a specific question over and over again, you should be creating a webinar about that. You should be creating a training about that, or some way to create a revenue stream about that as well. Another way that we can pivot using our clientele is look at the product and service that you're utilizing, that you have right now, that you're really, really good at, using those gifts and talents. And look and see if there's another group that could utilize those gifts and servants and those talents that you have. So for instance, like I had a wardrobe consultant. And so what we did with her was she was working with business women. And obviously things pivot a lot. It did a lot in COVID. And so what we had to do was we had to shift and figure out another clientele that she could work with. So what we did was we went and talked to career centers, and temp agencies, and she was helping them to dress for success, these new clients. So they were dressing for success for their new job positions. So that opened it up to a whole new niche that she wasn't even thinking about. I worked with a mindset coach as well, who also used to just work with business women. And what we decided was that she was realizing in her life, other women of other groups were starting to find appeal in what she was offering. And so then she diversified and pivoted, and now she works with divorced women and women who are in transition, similar to that of like divorce or empty nesters. So she gave them the tools and the resources to then launch into that new stage of life, as well as the confidence. So all right, so I want you to just think about who else can you serve with your gifts and talents. So number 2, how are you marketing to your ideal clients at this time? So we're gonna look at, this is more about pivoting your marketing, obviously. And so what I have my clients do is we go back, we did a lot of this during COVID, go back and research your ideal client. Because as you know, when we saw the trends change, our clients' priorities changed, okay? So we want to go back and we want to figure out what's important to our clients now at this point in time so we can remarket to them in that new way. So the things that were priorities before probably aren't priorities now. So we need to just adapt and be flexible with that. Or maybe they're hanging out in new hangouts. So I discovered that a lot with clients that I was working with, is that their clientele was hanging out in new hangouts. And so we had to go out and figure out where those were at. And then it was like, okay, well, we're going to switch the marketing so we can save time and save money with marketing as well. So for me, what I realized when I did my pivot here about 4 months ago was that my ideal clients really wanted a sense of community. They wanted a safe, cozy place to grow their business where they could be transparent and open, and they wanted accountability, but they really wanted that exclusivity of like 6 to 8 to 10 people at the most. And so that helped me to pivot. So now what I do is I run a community versus working a lot with one-on-ones, and it just seems to work out really well because this is what my clients are asking for. So I'm going to serve my clients the best way possible, just like I know you want to serve your clients the best way possible. So all you have to do is just listen to what they are wanting. So Number 3, distribution. So figure out your distribution channel. So this isn't just for product-based businesses. It can be if you are looking at writing a book, if you're looking at having branding apparel for yourself. This one, I believe, is more if we can save money. Okay, that's how I look at our distribution channel, is how can we save money? Because we all know that saving money is making money. It affects the bottom line. And so go back and look and see if you can get a better value doing what you're doing right now, whether it's with products or, you know, like I say, writing a book, or even those expert services that you use, those professional services. Go and see if you can get a better value somewhere else, and that can save you money. So one other thing too, I've saved companies hundreds of dollars, and actually a few $1,000. Check your insurances. Always check your insurances, your rates, and your quotes. Get those checked at least once a year, because it can be a small savings or it can be a big savings. And most people forget about that area. So do that, and we can save the money, put it in the bank, right? So number 4, we're going to talk about pricing strategy. Pricing strategy is what we charge. So we want to definitely make sure that what we're giving them matches what their expectations are, right? Or there's going to be, it's like a teeter-totter. We can't have one higher than the other. We need to have them equal. We want to be able to give them above and beyond what they're expecting for us. So I always say over-deliver as much value as you possibly can. You can never go wrong with that. So when I was pricing my community, here's what I did. So this is something that you can do with your business too. So when I was repricing my community, when I was doing my pivot, I wrote out everything that I was going to offer in my package to my clients. Everything that they had been asking for the last 2 years that was important to them, I wrote out all of that stuff. This is everything I'm going to give them, right? And then what I did was I added all the resources that I give my clients, or that I have given them over in the last 22 years of doing this, all the resources that clients thought were like, oh, that was super beneficial, or that helped me save time here, that helped me save money there, this system worked for me. I added that into my community package as well. And then I stepped back and went, okay, this is a lot of value. Would I buy this? Would other people buy this? And if you say yes, then you're on the right track. If you say no, then you need to go back in and reevaluate and give more value. Now, what I did was I said, yes, I would definitely buy this, but how am I going to get my clients to hit that tipping point and tip them over the edge where they say, wow? We all want our clients to say, wow, that is an exceptional amount of value. So then what I did was, in my community, I offered a one-on-one conference call quarterly, so that way we could assess and reassess and repivot. We could work on whatever they need to work on to get their business growth to where they want to go, or to achieve the next goals, or we could map out the next goals. However they wanted to use that one-on-one quarterly check-in, they can use it. And it's been a great success. They love that. They said, oh gosh, I would have never thought that you would do that because this is a group setting, but wow, I'm so glad you offered that. And so women are taking advantage of that as well. So if you are thinking about joining a community to do the journey together, to link arms, here's some options that I have available for you. I have 3 of them in my community. Tier number 1 is a networking and resources. This is a great place. It's all the business resources that I've accumulated over the years. It's really about networking in that group. There's a directory so you can connect and do collaborations with other people, okay? There's not many touch points. I'm not in the group a ton. I do come in and chit chat every once in a while, but that's mostly for networking with other business-like women, as well as the resources that I'm sharing you. Tier number 2, the main focus of that is accountability, okay? We do weekly accountability calls, so we keep each other on track, we celebrate. You also get what was in tier 1, so you also get that directory of everyone, so that way then you can create, we do a networking event as well, so you can do collaborations, you can connect with other people, share resources as well. The name of the group is Christian Business Women's Academy. And so that's tier number 3. Number 3 is the Christian Business Women's Academy. And what I do in that group is, yes, it is. These are all paid membership communities. Yes, they are. And so what we do in that group is really focus on your business growth and accountability. So we do a personal deep dive into your business. We dive in to figure out where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, because then we can conquer and divide and get those taken care of. We also implement some systems. I share with those resources. So we share those systems that are going to help you work more efficiently and help get you out of the office, right? Get you working less. One of the first things we also do is we put together a 90-day plan, which then we break it down into a thing that I like to call a daily business growth plan, which gives you daily activities to work towards your goal. And then what else do you get? You get that weekly accountability call as well. You get access to the other tiers. So you get that membership directory as well, so you can do some networking, some collaboration with other people. And then for our biggest part of all is that you get my personal connections, my personal experts that I use and have used for the last 22 years. You get access to all of them on expert calls. They come on, they do a nice presentation and a Q&A, so that way you can ask questions as well. Like, for instance, my web strategist, I have a copywriter, my attorney who's in California who just does a website and contracts for online businesses as well. So that is so much fun. We love it, but that's an exclusive, close-knit group. I only allow 8 members in at a time. And so we do have one starting in about 3 weeks. I'm taking applications for that one, but those will start every 2 months. I allow 8 people to come into the group. So it's very close, very tight knit. We link arms, we do the journey together, but I love the one-on-one. So that way we can just do that deeper dive into your business and focus on what you're needing to do, as well as using your gifts and talents and helping you to succeed in every area of life. So thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a true honor and a pleasure, and I hope you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, I'm going to drop the link below as well. If you're interested in getting on the waiting list and filling out an application for that exclusive, cozy, tight-knit community. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.